Ew, testing.
Hello.
Hello, Emma.
You have an avocado?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start then. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Cozy Hangout. Oh my god, I'm like nervous.
I know.
I don't know why. We act like we haven't filmed a day in our life.
Literally.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
So today's focus is gonna be, honestly, freaking Reddit stories, because what other way to set the mood for spooky season than reading creepy encounters?
Right, absolutely.
Weird shit going on in the world that we love to read about.
All the creeps.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Well, you guys would probably like to know who we are, right?
A little.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Jazz.
And this is the Cozy Hangout.
Yes, period. Oh my god, I'm like nervous. I don't know why. Dude, we've been talking about starting a podcast for I don't even know how long now.
For hella long.
Like, probably at least a year or two. Maybe like a year at least. We're super excited.
Good a time as any.
No, literally. We talk non-stop. Like, and we, oh my god, we love to talk. So it's like, might as well start a podcast.
Right.
And then also read spooky shit.
I mean, because we're already doing that anyways. And like, telling each other weird shit that we read.
Literally.
So, might as well film it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're super excited. Can't wait to get to know you guys. If you have any like weird encounters or like any weird shit that's going on in your life, literally DM us if you're comfortable with us sharing it on the podcast.
Ooh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah, whether it's like drama, like tea,
Yes.
creepy, paranormal.
Yes.
Like, we want all of it.
All of it.
We're not picky.
We don't care what it is. We're not picky. Yeah, okay, so Alyssa's gonna start off with...
I'm gonna read the first one.
Exactly.
So my first one, it's more of like a paranormal, like scary type thing. Okay. We're gonna be reading different like types of stories, so it's kind of all over the place, but like honestly that's our personality, so
period.
Here we are. Okay, so the first story, it's titled My Terrifying Haunted Apartment.
Love, okay.
I've always believed in ghosts. I have had experiences since I was a child, but never really had anything bad happen to me until I lived in my second apartment. I have no idea why, but this specific unit was haunted. They put it in all caps.
Oh, perfect.
Haunted.
You bustin'.
Yeah, bustin'. It's not a super old building, maybe 30 years old at the time, so about 40 years old now. There are several buildings, typical setup. Mine was the top floor, 3 floors total, and 2 beds. I was super excited because the rent was super cheap for the amount of space I was getting. As a young 25-year-old, I was stoked to get such a deal. I would very soon figure out why this unit was so cheap.
Okay.
That's the tea.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Fast forward a few weeks, I'm all unpacked and trying to study. I was finishing college at the time. It was 3 in the afternoon, a typical weekday, so I'm online trying to read up on whatever topic I was behind on. I started hearing movements in my kitchen, like someone was looking for something. So I went to look. I lived alone, so this was weird. No noise when I walk in there, but when I turn around, it starts up again. I look a second time, thinking my cat is screwing with me, but my cat is on her tree just staring at the kitchen. I got weird vibes, so I took the cat into my room and just stayed away for a bit. Over the next few months, the noises continued in various parts of my unit, with the occasional disembodied voice.
What?
Average haunting so far.
Just the bare minimum of haunting, sure.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like casual voices.
The go-tos.
With no body there. That's fine. Stuff would go missing, show up weeks later in a different spot. The electronics would randomly blink out. Cat refused to go into the second bedroom, but nothing major. Yet. After about a year in the apartment, I was in the shower when all of a sudden I heard the loudest banging on my bathroom door that I had ever heard.
Uh-oh.
We were talking rattling the paper-thin walls and a man's voice screaming at me to open the bleep door. They would put bleep.
Oh, perfect.
The handle was rattling for a few minutes like someone was trying to break in. I thought it was a burglar at first. I actually refused to leave that bathroom for a good 30 minutes after that. Not 3 hours later, I was almost asleep when I heard that same menacing voice yell, "Hey!" Not 2 feet from my face, followed by a hot breath that reeked of whiskey. Girl.
What?
I know. No, thank you. I stayed at my dad's for a good week after that. Kat went too, until my friend could do a blessing. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. And the hauntings continued until I moved out a year later.
Damn.
Turns out the unit was so cheap because years ago a young man lived there and died of violent death due to an outstanding debt, and apparently he was killed in my unit. The apartment manager verified this along with the info that another tenant died of a heroin overdose in the second bedroom. My only reasoning for the severity of this unit being so haunted is that they were both unexpected and violent deaths. And then they put like a little disclaimer. If an apartment has much cheaper rent than others in the unit, be wary. This is most definitely a reason for that.
And most definitely a red flag.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been like a red flag from the beginning.
From the beginning.
So that's the end of the story.
That is crazy.
Isn't that insane? Heck? I'm just like, why didn't you think it was weird from the get-go? Like, why it was so much cheaper than it should have been?
And she didn't, is she right? She didn't ask the...
I don't know. I don't think
they will use...
Yeah, they didn't specify.
Okay, they didn't ask questions about, like, the history when first moving into the apartment?
Honestly, though, I feel like, especially if you're someone that's younger and you're, like, just barely get out on your own.
Oh, you don't like, think about that?
Yeah, it's like, it's not like, okay, well, why is this so cheap? You're just like, yes, this is cheap. I can afford this.
True.
It's my own place. Like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Wow, sign the papers. Like, when can I move in?
It's a sign.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it's fate. It's like,
yeah, a fate of death.
right?
I'm scared. I hate that.
Isn't that insane?
Yes, what the hell?
I'm just like, this is why you need to ask more questions.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know?
Oh my god. Okay, moving on to my first story. So mine's from the subreddit of Am I the Asshole?
Perfect.
Alright. The title of the story is Am I the Asshole for my reaction when I learned that my fiancé returned my wedding dress and replaced it with the one his mom picked for me?
Dude.
Are you kidding? Just based on that title alone, I was like, are you kidding?
I'm already pissed. I'm already feral.
Okay, so my fiance, male 33, and I, female 28, are getting married in December. His mom is the intrusive type, but she's nice overall, and we somewhat get along. I hate to admit that wedding planning has been an absolute nightmare. His mom wasn't willing to agree on most things, and my fiance said that since he's her only son, then I should respect and appreciate this vision she has for the wedding and how it should be.
Okay. You're done.
You're done.
You're literally done.
She insisted to come along for the wedding dress shopping. I took her with me and my mom and friends. I was so lucky to have found what I was looking for. Period. Because finding a wedding dress can be very stressful.
Oh, absolutely.
So she goes on to say, but she picked a dress that she liked so much and said that she always pictured her son's bride in it. Mom and friends thought that line was kind of creepy. I thought the dress was somewhat creepy and totally not my type.
Ew.
I apologized and thanked her for her vision, but told her that I had already decided on a dress that I had envisioned myself wearing at my wedding.
Yeah.
Like, hello, it's your wedding.
Right?
Choose what
you're the one that has to wear it. You're the one that's going to be, like, wearing it all your photos that you're going to have forever.
Literally.
That shouldn't be up to anybody but the bride.
Exactly. So,
including the husband.
Right. She got all pissy because of it, apparently, then must have told my fiance because he came home in the evening ranting about how I made his mom upset and turned down her help in choosing the wedding dress and excluded her from the process. I asked, what process? Duh, it's just a wedding dress. My wedding dress, so I really didn't get how she should get a say at all. He got upset and said that this attitude of mine isn't working on him or his mom.
That's nice. Say less.
See your way out.
Yeah. You can have this ring back.
Right? No, literally. He said that I should consider the dress his mom wanted me to buy, especially knowing that both dresses weren't that much different anyway. Like she said, but I told him, yes, they were different. Like, so much different.
I want to see the dresses.
Me too. I wish she posted pictures, but she didn't.
Damn.
Anyways, we argued about it, then we dropped it. Yesterday I came home and found out that he had returned my wedding dress and replaced it with the one his mom wanted. I called him and he was straightforward about what he did and why he did it. I lost it and started screaming at him. He asked me to calm down and really give this dress a chance. I refused to even listen. I screamed at him without giving him a chance to speak. He got home and we had an argument. I then went to stay with one of my friends and he kept calling, then texting and saying that I overreacted and it's his wedding too, so it wasn't cool how I screamed at him. The nerve. Are you kidding me?
Slap the shit out of this dude.
The nerve this freaking man has. He insisted I give this dress a chance. He went on and on about how his mom had a vision and good intentions and just wants what's best for me as her future daughter-in-law. Mom is livid, her mom. So she goes, my mom is livid and has been wanting to go scream at him and his mom, but my dad said that this isn't worth ruining my relationship for my in-laws and I. He suggested I wisen up and go with the flow.
Who said this?
The husband, who returned her wedding dress. Yep. He suggested I wisen up and go with the flow, but it's too much for me to be able to pick up my own wedding dress without being guilted about it just to keep the peace. Am I the asshole for my reaction?
Absolutely not.
Literally no.
I'd be so pissed.
Are you kidding me?
it can take so much time finding that like perfect dress that makes you feel like confident and beautiful. And it's like, you obviously will have a vision of like what you want for yourself.
Right.
And I'm assuming the mother also wasn't paying for it. The wife is probably
oh yeah, because there's more comments that she's added, so maybe I should read that real quick.
Okay.
So she edited it, adding more comments. She says, I'm editing in some answers to frequent asked questions that I get. A, the dress she picked wasn't all too crazy, but just wasn't my type, which is totally okay. It's not your type, not your type.
Yeah.
B, this issue started during wedding planning, and there were other things, like way too many things we didn't agree on, but this vision has been there for quite a while. C, I am paying for this dress, obviously. D, my fiance's dad is deceased. Also, his mom suffered from multiple health conditions, has no daughters and only one son. And then E, he's still persisting that she switches the dress. Still. Like, are you literally joking?
He should have her back.
Get over it. And this was posted yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Girl, are you okay?
Are you good?
Oh my god.
DM us.
Seriously. Wait, yeah. If you're listening to this, we want to see the dresses.
Literally.
The one you picked and then the one your mother-in-law.
Oh my god, I wish your mother-in-law pictures. But like the nerve. Like people, even if you're not having a huge like time or a super long time on like picking a wedding dress.
Yeah.
If you have a process that's super quick and easy, leave it to be that way. Don't now make it stressful.
Now it's all complicated.
Yeah, now you want to bring in this dress. You're not even going to be the one wearing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not your freaking wedding.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
It's like, you should be concerned of what the bride wants. And it's like, yeah, it is, you know, the groom's wedding day as well. I completely understand that. But it's not like he's being told, like, you have to wear this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going and picking whatever you're wearing.
Yeah.
So why can't she go pick what she wants to wear?
Exactly.
And why are you letting your own mother dictate what your future wife is going to wear to your wedding? Like, where's the logic in that?
There's none.
And even if the mother-in-law was the one paying for the dress, doesn't matter.
No.
Even with that, it's still not your choice what the bride wants to wear.
Yeah. And even I might understand a little more if the dress was like passed down generations and it's like,
yeah,
okay, this dress is like, it means a lot to our family, like
then
our
it makes
family
a little
line,
more
whatever.
sense. Yeah.
Then it might be a little more understandable. But still, like, it's not your wedding.
I understand if you like want to give like your opinion, you know, on like, oh, well, I think you would look good in this, or like, I think you'd look good in that. Like, whatever, that's fine. But not to the point where you're like, no, you need to wear this. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Ridiculous.
You're not my mom. You're not my dad.
That's for damn sure.
Oh, hell no.
Isn't that crazy?
She needs to do what she wants and the husband needs to shut up. Thank you. Okay, so the next one I have, this is also like a paranormal kind of vibe.
Okay.
This is a short one though. Okay. Super short. So the title says, Whisper in My Ear.
Okay.
I'm already like, no. No, thank you.
I'm already...
No. I woke up around 5:30 a.m. this morning, like I usually do. I wake up multiple times a night, every night. Honestly, same. And as I was laying in bed trying to go back to sleep, I heard a loud whisper in my ear. I don't recall any specific words I heard, and the best way I can describe how it sounded was almost like parcel tongue from Harry Potter. I was pretty frightened. No. Yeah. You know, when Harry's like talking to snakes.
Yeah.
It's like,
ew, ew.
Whatever the hell they're saying. Basically, it was like that. That's it.
That's disgusting.
That's the story, and it's enough for me.
You are done.
I will be moving.
This podcast is over. I will be moving.
I'm gonna unplug this mic.
Yeah, it's funny because like no matter, even if a story is like super short on Reddit, it can be like the most juiciest thing in the world.
Right?
I'm like, oh my god, give me more, please.
I'm like, what do you mean?
No, like, please give me more.
Where's this whisper coming from?
No,
but like, do you think that's something like demonic?
Probably.
Right?
Because
that's
if it's
the vibe I get.
Literally, like, yeah, because if you think of how the parcel tongue sounds, it's like, even the vibe of watching Harry Potter, you get creeped out when like you hear it. So like, this happening in real life.
And then like, remember how all the kids were reacting when he was like talking back to the snake, trying to get it to like not attack that kid. And everybody's looking at Harry like shooketh. Like, you're a demon.
Yeah.
You know?
Ew.
Devil. Devil child.
Witch.
Yeah. Witch. You're a bitch. Alright, get into it, yeah.
Alright, girl. So this one is called, He Said He Could Smell the Milk.
That's disgusting. I don't know how this... Okay.
Like, do you have any ideas of, like, what the vibe's gonna be?
Is it having to do with, like, breast milk? Or, like, she's, like, lactating?
Do you want me to say, or just have you wait?
That's my guess. That's my guess.
That's your guess.
Yeah, you heard it first.
Okay. I was followed today, and I honestly can say I don't think I've ever had something scare me so bad. I live on a military base in Europe. 2 days ago, I found out I was pregnant and had to go get a blood test to confirm. When I walked into the waiting room, there was a man that made eye contact with me that I assumed was waiting on another patient. I waited for about 10 minutes, and the man kept getting up to get magazines from the coffee table right in front of me. He came over like 5 times in 10 minutes. And like, first of all, why do you get up so much? Just
Bitch, you're not reading that much.
You're literally not.
No, you can't read.
Don't play with us.
You just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Mood. Same.
Yeah, same. So she says, I go to get my blood test. I'm excited and I decide to go get some celebratory tea and a breakfast sandwich at a place about 10 minutes down the road, still on base. So, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
Okay.
What kind of sandwich?
A croissant?
Yeah.
Croissant sandwich? Okay. When I'm standing in line, I notice the same man walk into the establishment and look around like he's looking for someone. So now she's in this like cafe area thing. Mm-hmm. Same guy from the office.
She didn't see him with anyone though?
When he was in the office? By himself. Because she assumed he was just waiting on another patient.
Oh, like his wife.
Maybe his wife or whatever, yeah. Okay. So, he spots me and makes a beeline straight to me and stands in line behind me.
No.
I'm nervous now. I'm gonna JWoww him. You better watch out.
JWoww.
Insert clip of JWoww.
Yeah, literally.
Punch me in the face. Oh, see what I'm saying?
Good night.
So she says, I order my food and sit at a table quickly because I don't want him to follow me to my car. He gets his food and sits at a table directly in front of me, and he keeps trying to catch my eye and smile. After about 5 minutes, he then gets up and sits at my table, and I ask him, what are you doing? And he looks at me and says, how far along are you? You black women always smell like milk. Wait.
Hold on. Give that to me again.
How far along are you? You black women always smell like the milk so early in pregnancy. I yelled, get the fuck away from me, and security came and removed him. He tried telling security I was his wife and I had memory issues.
Stop.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so disgusted.
I explained what happened to security.
What do you mean, you black women?
Right?
First of all, we're magical.
First of all, we're glorious.
Second of all.
I explained what happened to security, and a guard walked me to my car so I could go home without him following me. I told my husband when I got back home, and we switched cars just for extra safety, in case the man went looking for my vehicle. Please be safe out here, you guys. People are fucking ridiculous.
Dude.
Are you, like, literally kidding me?
Wait, she didn't say what race he was, right?
No. I'm assuming he's, like, a white male.
Ew. Cis and suspicious.
Totes.
We're dick.
Dude, you black women always smell like milk. Like, what? What do you mean you can smell the milk?
Oh,
you're just over here smelling like women's, like, breast milk? Like,
that's disgusting.
What? But the fact that he tried to lie to security saying that was his wife and she has memory issues?
She's a little out of it. You know?
Pregnancy brain,
exactly.
Oh, hell no.
That's creepy. Oh my god. Storming, sorry.
But imagine how many, like,
feral.
What if he's done in the past and has gotten away with it? Like, what has he done to women? Like, I don't know. Like, that just makes me think, like, how far have you gone? Sorry. we keep hitting
also
the closet doors behind us.
I can understand if, like, at the most, obviously he can see that she's there for, like, an appointment, you know.
Yeah.
To, like, do a pregnancy checkup. I can understand if he's like, oh, congratulations on your pregnancy. Even that, like, don't talk to me.
Literally.
Don't look at me.
Don't talk to me.
Don't even, like, breathe in my space. You know what I mean? But, like, to be polite.
Yeah.
I can understand, like, that, you know. But the fact that he followed her to the cafe.
And then decided to sit next to her.
Talking about her lactation.
Yep. But being, like, a low-key weird freaking, like, what would you call that? Because it's, like, the whole black woman comment. Like, why was that necessary?
I was wondering if he has, like, a
fetish?
Yeah. But see, I also want to know the tone of how he said it.
Yeah, me too.
Not like,
was it like, oh, you black women? Or was it like, oh, you black women? Always like, either way though, that comment is so inappropriate and, like, literally disgusting. Makes me want to headbutt. Oh my god.
Literally headbutt.
No. Like, JWoww.
Full force. Yeah. Full force headbutt and then a JWoww.
I can't.
You know? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was that.
No. I forgot I have to read next. I'm so traumatized. Ew.
The title. He said he could smell the milk.
I'm gonna be thinking about that all day.
All year.
Rest of my life. So my next story is titled, I spoke to my boyfriend, but he wasn't really there.
That's gross.
I hate that.
I'm scared.
Hate that for you. Love it for me because it's a story I can read.
Yes. Content.
Content. Okay. I guess the love.
Oh my god. Okay. Just get used to us getting very off track with these podcasts.
Honestly, this is just the vibe, but I know that people are like this, so this is a safe space for you.
Exactly.
You're welcome here. You know?
We are one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Alright.
All for
You better work. Yeah. Get into it.
Sorry, High School Musical 2, I love it.
I haven't watched those in so long.
Really?
I feel like I need to rewatch them.
I never watched the third one because I get so sad because it's over.
Yeah.
So I always just watch the first and second.
You're like, only the first two exist?
Yes.
That's how I feel about, sorry, tangent. See? That's how I feel about Halloween Town.
Right? Yeah.
I always watch the first three and I'm like, there's a fourth?
Girl,
No,
where?
bitch, there's not.
Not to me.
That's not Marnie.
No.
Because everyone else is the same. The mom's the same. The brother's the same.
That is so
the sister's the same.
disrespectful.
I'm like, what
first
the hell?
of all.
And she posted a video and she was basically saying like they didn't ask her to be
At
in the fourth
all.
one.
Why?
And she said, I was wondering, I'm like, okay, well maybe she's like working on something else, like another project. No.
Nothing.
She said she didn't have another project at the time they were filming.
So they're just rude.
She was available
They're
to
just
film. I was like,
that is literally so rude.
Disney fucked that up, but okay. I still love you, but like,
I love you, but like also
I'm
now I
not-
have like trust issues. Like,
yeah, whatever, you know.
Like fuck you, but like also I love you.
Yeah, but I'm like gonna keep watching them.
Yeah, like also.
I'm gonna keep my subscription to
No, like
Disney Plus.
literally take my money.
I'm gonna pay hundreds of dollars.
Take my money every month
to go to Disney. Okay, back on track. Here we go. Okay, I'm not a paranormal person. I can't read.
Maybe we shouldn't do a
I know,
podcast.
shit. This is the first and last episode, so if you're watching this, you're welcome.
Don't get used to this.
You'll not see us again. I'm not a superstitious person. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, and I've never experienced anything like this before. But after what just happened, I'm covered in goosebumps and I don't have an explanation. Terrifying. My boyfriend texted me that he was going to bed from his office. I got up a couple minutes after he sent that and headed to the bedroom. When I opened the door, I saw him lying down in bed, facing away from me towards the wall. I swear I saw him and his hair, like peeking up from the covers. I asked if it was okay, or no. I asked if he was okay, and I heard him mumble a response. Didn't completely hear, but it was his voice. I looked away for a split second to put down my water bottle on the nightstand, and he was suddenly gone.
What?
I panicked. I thought maybe he was playing a prank on me and was hiding behind the bed. I told him it wasn't funny. I asked where he went. It's a narrow bedroom, so he couldn't have gotten past me.
Don't play with me.
Don't fuck with me for real.
I wish a bitch would.
You have to be busted. You have to be busted.
You about to be J-Wild.
I go to look behind the bed, absolutely losing my shit, and he wasn't there. I keep asking where he went, hoping that he will come out and it's all a joke. He wasn't hiding anywhere behind or under the bed. I'm still freaked out because I was sure I also heard his voice and saw him. At this point, I go back into the hallway completely panicked, and a few seconds later, my boyfriend walks out of his office. He was really confused to see me so panicked and asked what was wrong. I didn't even know how to start to explain. He was never in the bedroom. We were both freaked out. Any explanations are very welcome. I hate this.
What the heck?
With a smiley face.
Okay, that was
Bro.
like something.
Right?
Demon.
I'm like, the fact that you like legit saw him laying there, you like spoke to him, he like mumbled a response, but it did sound like his voice.
Oh
Because you know, like when you're tired, someone's trying to talk to you, you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not like speaking clearly and like enunciating.
Yeah.
It was just like he mumbled back to her, like whatever.
Oh my gosh.
But it sounded like him.
Like
she,
literally
looked at
physically
him.
saw like a
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah, and he was in his office the entire time.
What the hell was that?
Burn the house down.
Stage it first and burn it.
Yeah, girl.
Oh my god. No.
I was just like, what the hell?
What the heck?
Okay, so the next story is titled "Never Approach Your Own Voice."
Okay, noted.
Yeah, you know, Jesse, write that down. Come here, girl. The same line I used to tell my dog to greet me home after a long day of school. That same comforting and warm line suddenly became one I disdained as I heard my voice from the attic calling out, "Come here, girl."
What the hell? No.
Yeah. I've never been the one that believes in the supernatural and unexplained, so I just thought it was someone near our house that had a similar voice, and I paid no mind to it afterwards. Until my roommate asked me why I was playing with Bella in the middle of the night. I froze. It wasn't a dream, it was real. It had to make sense by the law of something, right? I kept muttering as my roommate told me to forget it, and everything would be alright. God, I wished he was right. The days after that, I couldn't sleep, I lost my appetite, and skipped all of my classes. All I could do was rationalize the situation. It stopped calling out my dog as it started to copy my muttering. I could tell it was my voice, but something was just off about it. Sometimes it was exactly the same, others it was in slow motion, and sometimes even in different octaves.
Literally an
I got
SW.
goosebumps.
That is an SW.
Right? But it always did do something. It always laughed after mimicking me.
Stop.
Its laugh sounded like a twisted version of me crying.
I just got chills.
I keep getting goosebumps. I was reading this for
Are
the first
you
time and I was like,
kidding me?
what the fuck? Absolutely.
That is scary.
I can't talk about it. But we're gonna keep talking about it. Today the voice stopped and it told me something. It didn't taunt me or torture me. It just told me to come closer.
Nope.
It took my voice again and repeated, "Don't be afraid, champ. Come here." It kept saying it over and over again, but this time it sounded inviting. It made me calm, so I finally unlocked the door and climbed up.
Oh my god.
What I saw chilled me to my core.
What? What?
What?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Standing there before me was this creature that vaguely resembled a human. I could tell it wasn't only mimicking me, but also trying to become me. It had my body size and skin color right to the bone, but its flesh did not shift yet.
What?
It had open flesh wounds over its body. It looked very malnourished, but the most horrifying was its neck. The neck wasn't like any human or mammal neck. It had gills. As I stood there in shock, it opened its mouth and the gills flapped and moved as it said, "Come here. Good girl." I left running and didn't look back. I left all my stuff and dropped out of college.
This was in her apartment?
All these sounds were coming from her attic.
Her attic?
So
Oh, in a house?
whatever it was calling to her, it was coming from like up in the attic.
Heck no.
And she was trying to ignore it, but then once it was like inviting, she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna crawl up there now and see."
Oh my god.
And that's what was seen. I left running and didn't look back. I left all my stuff and dropped out of college. I've never heard it since and have had a pretty good life after that. Got married and had a beautiful baby girl. I had completely forgotten about that day until today at breakfast, and my daughter asked me, "Daddy, why did you talk so funny last night?" Oh no, my daughter asked me, "Daddy, why did you talk so funny at night?" I was confused at first until it hit me. That thing has found me and it has come to finish its job.
Oh no.
It's now on the other side of this door. I'm writing this with tears in my eyes, alone, locked it in my bathroom. The knocking has turned to pounding. I'm scared and terrified. I beg you, if you ever hear your own voice, pray as it has sure as hell heard you.
What the heck?
Isn't that weird?
I'm like shook.
Yeah.
Wait, so what happened?
I think it's a guy actually. I was
Are
saying-
they good? Oh, it's a guy.
So
Okay.
someone commented, they said, "In my culture, we were always told that if you hear a voice calling to you or calling your name, never answer it." And then they said, someone asked like, "Oh, why? Like, what does that mean?" They said, "We were taught that there is a burden to your name, which is your whole basic identity, living, and spirituality. So if something, usually in the form of a deceased family member, is calling you, whatever it is trying to latch onto your soul, whether to consume it or you.
Oh my gosh.
If you answer it, you're giving it permission to enter.
Oh.
If that ever becomes the case, we perform a name-changing ceremony, and you're to never answer to your old name again, concealing your soul in a way."
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I was like stuttering in it because it's just so, it has me shook, you know?
Dude, what the heck?
That's terrifying.
Imagine that happening to you.
No, no thanks.
But the fact that like they said that they were writing this as it was happening, like
Yeah.
as that thing was, what do you think that was?
Dude, I don't know.
Because initially I was like, oh, okay, it sounds like an SW.
Yeah. But then
But
as it gets
like-
more into it, it sounds like something demonic.
I was like, yeah,
You
it's a
know?
little more.
But I'm like, the fact that it was first calling out to your dog, like, "Come here, girl."
Mm-hmm.
And then your roommate heard that and they were like, "Why are you playing with your dog
In the middle of the
in the
night.
middle of the night?"
Yeah.
And that wasn't you. But your roommate clearly heard, like, the voice. Like, thinking it was you. Like, not thinking
Like
anything
100%.
of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
what
my
the
god,
hell?
that is so creepy.
That's so scary.
And the whole like, if you respond to like your name, then like you're basically like inviting it in to like, you know, do whatever it needs to do.
Mhm.
And like you heard your name.
I was just gonna say, remember what? Yeah. Okay, so just like short little side story.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened to me as far as like hearing a voice like whisper my own name in my ear. This was, you know, in a previous house that I lived in, and I didn't answer or respond to it or anything. Like,
Mhm.
hello, like, who's there?
Hello?
You know? Like, in my head I was like freaking out, like what the hell was that? Like I was terrified, but I didn't audibly like respond to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, nope, I'm done. I went and locked myself in my room. I was like, absolutely not, because I was alone.
Moving on.
Yeah, I was home alone. So I was like, I don't even have somebody else to like go distract me, you know, and be like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing?
Please talk to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, let's converse, you know? But it was scary. But like back to like the previous story when they were talking about like the parcel tongue.
Yeah.
Like the heavy like S sound. That's how it was like.
Dude, what is
my
up
name.
with like the heavy?
I don't know. But it didn't pronounce the last A on the end of my name.
It was just Alyssa.
So it was like Alyssa. But it like held the S sound.
And then like just went silent.
And as soon as I was like hearing the S dragged, I remember I turned my head. Like I whipped so fast and it stopped.
Stop.
It literally stopped.
Oh hell no.
And I was just standing there like, I don't even know what to do right now.
Yeah.
Pray.
No, like
that's all I can do. You know what I mean?
Go
It was
get cat.
terrifying. And I was like the fact that I was like alone, but shit was always happening to me in the house when I was alone.
Always.
Always.
But do you think that if you hadn't like snapped your head quick to like, you know, whatever, that it would have like finished your name or like something else?
I mean, I would assume so, but like, I just found it weird how it was like holding the S sound.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking like later on when I was like less terrified in the moment, like, oh my god, this sounds like the parcel tongue from Harry Potter.
Ew.
So like when I watch Harry Potter and it's like those parts when
it
it's
like
talking
reminds
like,
you. You're all scared.
you know,
Shaking in
is
my
how
butt.
deep in this house?
Oh my god.
You know?
Dude, that's creepy.
It was so scary though.
What was the story you were gonna tell me that happened at work recently?
Oh, okay. So this just happened.
Okay, guys, this is a detour. We're gonna
Another detour. We were already on a detour.
I know.
But yeah, there's lots of construction in here. This happened, so what's today, Saturday? This happened on Thursday.
Okay.
Right? So my coworker, he usually gets to work at about like 7:15, 7:30, right? I usually get to work about 7:30. So usually me and him and then one other girl were like the first 3 people in our like area of the building, right? And that day, he was the first one in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thunder. Strongest Avenger. So that day, he was the first person in. He was literally there like a few minutes before me. Because I remember I saw him parking like already when I was like getting into the parking lot.
Okay.
Right? So he gets in, you know, I come in, get to my desk, and he's like, oh, good morning. And then he's like, can I ask you a question? And I was like, yeah, sure, like, what's up, you know? And he's like, did you see anybody in the break room when you were like passing it to like walk over here to sit down? And I was like, oh no, I'm like, you're the first person I've seen, you know, like I haven't seen anybody else. And keep in mind, we have like construction going on in the building. So like at a certain time, there's like a ton of construction workers just everywhere, right? And he was like, oh, well, he's like, I just wanted to ask because I came in. He's like, obviously I came in before you, so nobody was here yet. He's like, I haven't seen anybody besides you now. He said as he was approaching the break room, because it's like a long hallway, he's like, as I was approaching, I could hear 2 guys talking in the break room. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, normal, you know, maybe they're doing whatever. He's like, and as I was approaching, I can still hear the voices. And he's like, I literally turned to like go to the break room. Keep in mind, we don't even have doors to enter the break room. It's just open right now.
I know
like
what you're gonna
open
say.
door frames, okay? He's like, I turned and no one was in the break room. No one, like nobody was there. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, I heard 2 guys talking in the break room. Like I could clearly hear them having a conversation, you know? He's like, and I was close enough where like, oh, obviously I'm about to be in the break room as well. So like, I'll see them.
Yeah.
He's like, but I turned and he's like, nobody was there. And then he's like immediately trying to like debunk it. He's like, well, I mean, he's like, they could have been in there. And then by the time I turned to go in, they could have just been walking out. He's like, but up until that second when I turned to enter, I heard them talking.
And then it just went like mute.
Yeah. And it's not like our break room's big enough where like it takes you a few seconds to like walk out of it because of where the entrances are. You know what I mean? So he's like, I mean, it could have been that.
And the entrance is the same, only exit. There's no other random doors. Like
no, there's what? There's right now. There's 4 different ways to get into it.
Oh damn! Why
yeah,
so
I know
many?
it's so much.
Huh.
But he was like, yeah. He's like, I just don't know like where, like who it was.
The heck?
And I was like, dude. And I like jokingly was like, oh my god, is this building haunted too? And he looks at me. He's like, what do you mean?
Oh, because he didn't know about the old building.
And I was like, I mean, the other building was like haunted as hell. And keep in mind, like our new building is like basically on the same property as the old one. It's like they're like literally right next to each other.
Dude, what is up with that freaking property?
I don't know. Like literally, if you like walked out of our new building, it would take you like a minute to walk to the door of our old building. It's like right there. And I was like, oh, like our old building was like super haunted. I always had shit happening in there, you know? And he's like, what do you mean? And he starts getting all freaked out. And I'm like, dude, I was like, you didn't know about this?
Has no one told you?
Right? And I was just like, what the hell? And then my other coworker, she came in to like, she had just clocked in right when we were talking about this.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, what happened? You know? And he told her too, and she goes, oh, like not surprised. And I was like, yeah, you know? But then he's like, well, I don't believe in this stuff. Like, he's so freaked out. He's like, well, I don't believe in this stuff. Like, you know, it like freaks me out. And I was like, wait, so you don't believe in it? Or like you're afraid of it and don't want to believe it?
Yeah,
because that's two different things.
Difference.
You know what I mean? And he was like, well, he's like, obviously I watch a lot of scary movies. He's like, but I'm the type where like I need to have an example. Like I need
like an experience.
Yeah, I need to have an experience. Like I need to see it to believe it. I was like, oh, what about hearing it to believe it? I was like, because you're the one that heard voices this morning and nobody was there. I was like, and keep in mind, these construction workers, I was like, they're here till like 8 or 9 p.m. They're not here this early. So whoever you heard talking, there's not even construction workers yet.
Oh.
There's legit not people here yet. You know what I mean? Even the receptionist, I'm like, she doesn't get here till 8.
Yeah.
You and I are here at 7:30. He was just like, well, I don't know, dude. Like, he was like trying to debunk it, but like couldn't.
Like, you really can't.
Yeah. And I was like, so do you like believe in like paranormal type of stuff? And he was like, no, like I don't. He's like, it like freaks me out. And I was like, okay, but that's not what I'm asking.
Yeah, exactly. Like, answer the
direct
question.
You. Like, do you believe in it? Like, to some extent. I'm not saying you have to believe in like everything. Right. You know? But I was like, to some extent, do you believe like weird stuff like this, you know, can occur? And he was like, well, I don't know, it just like freaks me out. And like he like didn't want to like answer the freaking question. Yeah. But then I'm looking at my other coworker and she's like, oh, I believe in this stuff. You know? And I was like, I don't know.
Spooky.
Disembodied voices.
Oh my god.
Not the first time.
Did he like, can he like hear out what they were talking about?
He didn't say like what they were talking about, but he just said he could clearly like
just hear
two men having a conversation.
Interesting.
But then I was telling my other coworker, the other girl that had just, you know, walked into the conversation, when we were still in the old building, remember I told you one morning I walked in, and as I'm like scanning my badge to unlock the door, as I'm opening the door, I thought I heard her talking with like 2, maybe 3 other girls. But as soon as I actually like fully opened the door and I took that first step into our office, it went silent. And I hadn't told her this until a couple days ago. And I was like, it was coming from your area of the office. She was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. Like, but you and I weren't like friends yet, so I didn't want to like go up to a stranger and be like, hey, your area is haunted, you know, and like scare you. She was like, oh my god, really? And I was like, no, I like literally heard you guys talking.
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't know,
spooky,
just weird. Ooh. I just thought it was funny. He's like, no, I don't believe, I'm afraid. I'm like, but you being afraid doesn't mean you don't believe it.
Exactly.
It's just like you're trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was just funny. I was like, well, I believe. I was like, I've had too much weird shit happen in my life
to not believe.
And I was like, and it's like been since I was a kid, so I definitely like believe. Yeah. You know? He was just like, okay. Hello?
Stop. We just heard footsteps in an attic that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, right? I was like,
I hate that.
They're all listening. They're like, then what?
I've done that before.
Yeah. I want to be in the video.
Why are they British?
I don't know.
Dude, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Should we pause for a break?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We'll be back.
We'll circle back. Okay. Alright, we're back.
Hang on, I got myself a nice Sprite. It's
yum.
Has yourself a nice Coke.
I have a Coke.
Yeah. Is yours open?
Yeah.
Mine's on. Let me do a little ASMR. Hold my mic.
Intermission. Oh, wait. Yeah, girl. Oh my god, nice. You know when you go to the movies and it has that commercial?
Oh,
where it's just, you know what I'm talking
about? The popcorn, the Coke, the ice,
with the ice,
the straw.
I love it with the ice.
Oh my god, every single time I'm like
clink, 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 clink of the ice being poured into a cup. I'm like, are you kidding?
It's so nice.
I would pay $15 to just watch an hour of that.
No, please do that. I wish they would. I wish they would.
Get on it. Wait. You better spit that. You better spit that back. We didn't cheers.
Oh shoot! Sorry, reverse.
I take it back. I take it back.
I wish they would.
You said I take it back.
Court. Do it again. That was our cheers. Now our sips.
We're so much drama.
Was that a nice ASMR moment? Oh my god, that'd be so fun to film an ASMR. Oh my god, shit.
good.
Look, she was so entranced.
Who are we?
Shit.
That's
my
it,
God.
girl. Like, are we professional ASMR
I think so.
content creators?
Wait, why was that so fun though?
I don't know. That was like actually really
Like,
like.
can you stop? Shut up.
I hate
Literally,
ASMR.
that's disgusting. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so this next story is titled, I met the most amazing guy on a dating app, ...
I'm scared.
Very sarcastic indeed.
No.
I met this guy on a popular dating app. He's my same age, 25. He teaches middle school and high schoolers. He loves to cook, be adventurous, funny, and so on. It really seemed like the whole package, and we got along great. Keyword, got.
I don't trust it.
We had a lovely first date. We went to a bar, got a drink, then took a stroll for ice cream. Sounds good.
Oh, ice cream.
Sounds good. Oh, especially because it's all hot right now.
Yogurtland?
Are
you kidding?
Oh my god. I haven't had Yogurtland, I don't even know how, like a couple years.
I don't even know.
We parted ways after this, after getting ice cream. He asked to see me again, but didn't even try to kiss me. Honestly, it was refreshing. I feel like so often people rush like intimacy, so
Yeah.
I appreciated the slow pace. We went on several more great dates over the next few weeks. My favorite one was going roller skating, followed by an arcade. Then we nightcapped for a beer and some pool, like the game pool, you know? At this point, we're getting pretty comfortable with each other, getting a little handsy, making out at brunch, or making out a bunch, but mostly
brunch.
but mostly filling out days with fun activities. We got really into playing pool with each other and would end most of our dates this way. We were a little tipsy, curled up in the corner of my favorite bar when he asks me, if you could go back and change anything about your life, what would it be? I don't know.
Meeting you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, period. I don't know why I picked this event out of everything, but I picked this one encounter I had as a child. I was a ballet dancer, and this much older man was extremely inappropriate with us younger dancers. I briefly told him the story, said I wish it had never happened, or at the very least, that creep would have gotten kicked out. He was sympathetic and caring. I asked him the same question, and he asked me, if you could go back and change anything about your life, what would it be? He glanced down and back up at me, let out a sigh, and said, well, I hooked up with a 15-year-old a few months ago.
How old are they?
He's 25. They're both 25.
Fucking gross.
Literally disgusting. Obviously shocked, I asked him to explain exactly how that happens.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I literally told me about that. He told me he met her off of a dating website and had no idea she was underage, but found out after they slept together. Then continued to hang out with her, but did not do anything sexual. They were just friends. I asked him why he would be friends with this.
This is after he found out she was 15?
Yep. She said, I asked him why he would be friends with this kid he accidentally banged, and he said, oh my god, graphic. Well,
Yeah.
and he said he liked the attention. Like, I'm a 15-year-old, you're a 25, dude.
Grow up.
Grow up. Not only do I absolutely not believe he didn't know she was 15, I mean, he spends all his days with middle school and high schoolers.
Thank you.
But I seriously don't believe they didn't do any further. Mr. I liked the attention. Completely repulsive and pathetic. Glad I dodged that bullet. I wasn't sure what to do because I had no proof and didn't even know the girl's name, so I called a sexual assault hotline and asked them for advice on what to do. The very nice lady told me the cops would be pretty useless since I don't have any concrete information, but did say that I can contact our state's Board of Education and they will automatically launch an investigation. It's not much, but it's the best I could do. I really hope he doesn't hurt any more kids. Seriously, fuck that guy.
Ew.
That's gross. Like, really? You're freaking 25 years old sleeping with this 15-year-old?
Literally grow up
Like,
and meet somebody.
And you being a
your own
teacher?
age.
Like, that's disgusting. You just hooked up with this 15-year-old and now you're going to school to teach all these other 15-year-olds.
That makes me wonder if he was ever doing anything like with his students.
I would not doubt it one bit.
Because the fact that once he found out she was 15, he was like still hanging out with her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Because he
you're-
likes the attention?
Yeah, you're getting enough attention when kids are talking to you in class. You know what I mean? When
right.
you're teaching.
That's enough.
That should be enough. Like,
Ew.
oh my god.
And
That's
because he's
disgusting.
like a young teacher too.
Yeah.
Like, that just, obviously, like, students are more prone to, like, kind of, like, liking the teacher more if they're younger because they're, like, cooler, they're, like,
Yeah,
more
you
with
feel
the
more
times.
comfortable with them.
So with that, like, I don't know, I probably has, like, a stupid flirtatious energy.
Ew.
Like, that's so inappropriate.
I had an art teacher like that in high school.
Really?
I took art
I love art.
What year was that? My sophomore or junior year, I can't remember. But, dude, this fucking art teacher, that's all he did the whole class.
Was what?
He was flirting with all the girls in the class. And he had like a, you know, you have like a teacher's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
She was also female.
Of course.
And she would just sit there like, like all fucking
Oh,
class.
heck no.
Every day. Every day. And then this fool tried to give me a D in the class.
For what?
Exactly. I'm like, I'm the only one.
Because you weren't flirting with him?
Probably. Honestly, probably. Because, like, in high school, I'm like, okay, I was, like, a good student, like, respectful, you know what I mean? Like,
not
just...
like, your ring, sorry, it was, like, hella shimmering. I was like, oh, my god.
Hold on, I gotta fix
it. It caught my eye. It was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm married.
I'm married.
But yeah, like, he would literally be talking to all the girls, all class, and I'm just sitting there working, like, quietly. Like, I was, like, super shy and quiet, you know what I mean? And I remember always being so annoyed because it's, like, in that class in particular, it was, like, multiple football players and just, like, those obnoxious, like, pick-me people, you know what I mean? Where they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so, like, obnoxiously loud to, like, make sure I have
because I need attention.
Like, there was multiple like that in that one class.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I can't take this. I'm like, I'm just sitting here trying to paint or draw or whatever the hell we were doing. But then this fool's trying to fail me. When I'm the only one working.
Actually doing work.
Everyone else is on their phones and
flirting.
And I'm like, okay, dude.
Bye.
Okay. And then I ran into him. Did I tell you?
When?
That same teacher. When I worked like years later. Okay. So now I'm like a grown adult. I think I was like maybe 14 when I was in his class. You know what I mean? And so then he saw me, obviously, like, years older. So creepy, dude.
Really?
Okay. The second I saw him, I didn't recognize him. It, like, took me a second. But he came up, you know, and had, like, a question. And then he, like, recognized me first. And then he was like, wow. Literally looks me up and down. He was like, wow, like, you've really grown up.
Ew.
I was like, go to fucking jail.
Ew.
You're disgusting. Like, you're so disgusting. Like, literally look me up and down.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
I was just like, are you kidding me right now?
What are some
I can't remember his name.
Stupid men like this. Did I ever tell you that there's one guy I went to school with, I think he was like a year or two older than me, but he slept with the teacher.
Really?
And I was friends with his sister. And
did she know?
The sister?
Yeah.
Everyone in the whole school knew, so I'm sure she did. This bitch, I'm pretty sure he did not have like any sort of like, oh, I feel bad for you, because this bitch went to jail. She literally went to jail. She was
probably like, haha, I had sex with the teacher.
No, I feel like that was definitely
cool.
his energy. I think she teaches like English or something, some type of English class. And I remember like a lot of people were talking about her in school, like how everyone loved her as a teacher, like she was so cool, whatever. She was like younger. Dude. I was assuming like maybe late 20s, early 30s. He was a senior. He was like
17.
Yeah, 17, 18. It got out that like he had like they were having like relations and stuff like that.
Relations?
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure they like had sex in the classroom, like after hours or something. And then news got out, like it started spreading like freaking like
and then
fire.
She like reported it.
Yeah, she got reported, and then this bitch literally went to jail. Like I've seen her mugshots and everything. Crazy.
Okay, wait, we have to like Google this thing off camera.
Yeah, we will.
We won't expose her, but
no. I don't even know if she's still.
Do you know like what her
jail.
sentence was?
No.
We're gonna have to Google.
I was like, I feel like it'll pop up.
Ew.
But isn't that crazy? I was like, ew. Ever since then, I'm like, now I look at you differently.
Dude, seriously, piece of shit.
Yeah, literally.
The year before I started high school, there was a male teacher that was sleeping with one of his students, and he got arrested. Because I remember as a freshman I came to school and everybody was like, oh my god, so-and-so's gone. And I'm like, who? Obviously, because I was like, I don't know any teachers yet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, he was here last year, but, you know, he was sleeping with so-and-so. And apparently he had, like, a couch in his classroom.
Are you kidding me?
They were literally having sex in his classroom.
Okay. That's probably the
so
only reason
she was
why
going in there on lunch or, like, after school or whatever to, like, whatever. I don't know. I was just like, what? That's so gross, dude.
People are freaking insane.
Y'all can't find adults your own age?
Right?
Or just adults? Literally. They don't have to be your same age, but like...
But an adult for sure.
Yeah, because I know people have like age gaps and stuff, but it's like someone, yeah, that's not gonna get you sent to prison?
Maybe?
Perhaps? Something about that.
That's an idea.
Gross. Okay, so the next story is called Laughing in the Middle of the Night.
Oh my god, okay.
I'm ready. I, 18 male, am not usually the kind of person to believe in anything like this in any way at all. I don't believe in tarot cards or Ouija boards or anything of the sort. However, after what happened last night, I feel like this unfortunately might be the only explanation. So last night I was lying in bed and in that state just before falling asleep when all of a sudden I heard what felt like hundreds of people laughing as my own body began to tingle.
What?
Like my whole body had pins and needles. I sat up thinking it was maybe some form of sleep paralysis, and it lasted a couple seconds afterwards and then just stopped suddenly. Not like how pins and needles usually are. The feeling just vanished along with the sounds. I again explained this in my mind with sleep paralysis, and I've experienced it before. However, the next morning, something happened that made me start to consider this was all real. I got up early morning for work and went downstairs to grab breakfast. As I was eating, my mom asked what I was watching so late last night. I was confused at first because I had stopped watching TV at around 11. I asked her what she meant, and she explained that she heard laughing coming from my room and assumed I was watching some sort of sitcom or comedy show.
Oh my gosh.
After she said this, she must have seen how freaked out I was because she asked if I was okay, which I decided just to say yes without telling her about any of what happened last night, knowing that I would just be laughed at. Again, this really isn't my thing, and I usually laugh at any pictures, stories, or videos, but after last night, I'm scared to go to sleep again.
Oh my god, F that. Yeah, because like when you're watching like a sitcom show with like the laugh is in the background.
Like the audience laugh.
It's hella like,
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just like that.
The tongue?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. No. Dude, that's creepy though. I don't like
Isn't that scary?
But why wouldn't they tell the mom? Like, why would I wonder why they feel like they're gonna be like embarrassed or like not believed or whatever.
I'm wondering if like
she just
the whole family doesn't believe. So it's just like, okay, you're crazy. Like that's stupid. You know what I mean? If there's not like an open communication. Like open mind of communication about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
True.
Because then you're like, oh, I'm just better off like not
saying anything.
Not trying to explain it.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? Because like it's different when you're like thinking about something as opposed to like having to then explain it to somebody else.
And they're like, what are you talking about?
Because then it's like, you know, you're like hearing yourself as you're saying it and you're like, this sounds stupid.
Yeah.
You're like, it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Okay, I think I'll read this one. It's from the Petty Revenge subreddit.
Oh, yeah.
It's titled, I met my old workplace bully whilst he was on a date. Drama.
That's quite.
Whilst.
Whilst.
So back in June, I left a very toxic workplace of 8 years. I mainly left due to having a breakdown from being overworked. But this one particular person made working there even worse on top of the excessive work. This guy was 1 year older than me. He was a 30-year-old man, the type of guy that appears to have peaked in secondary school. Very jockey-like mentality and childish too. He was part of my team of 4. I was civil with him just because I had to work with him, but he was my workplace bully. Apart from just being the general workplace banter, this guy, let's call him Chris, was relentless with his teasing.
How old is this guy?
30.
Grow up.
Right? What would usually be classed as playful always pushed to bullying from him because he never knew when to quit. And if he noticed you were getting stressed or annoyed, he'd use you as a target of his teasing for the rest of the day. He would be super nice to you when it's just the two of you, but as soon as he has an audience, he picks his victim and will tease them constantly in what he would call playful. And if you ever got annoyed and stood up for yourself, he'd say he's only messing and make out like he's the victim. He's that type of person.
Ew.
So just a little background on him.
Gross.
One specific thing that he absolutely lost any respect I had for him was when I was still working there. Some ex-employee wrote a very aggressive and angry review on Glassdoor about the company. Just because this person used a phrase that I use, Chris thought the review was me. As much as I proved that it wasn't me, didn't even have a Glassdoor account at the time, he was relentless with campaigning around the office that I was the one that wrote it. I also believe he told the boss that I was the one that wrote it once I left, and that's why I didn't get any freelance work from them afterwards. So, after I left my workplace, my old team still had a group chat on WhatsApp. What's up? And we still talk almost every other day on it. After I left the group chat, it went a bit quiet. I assumed they made a new one of just them, which is fair.
Probably.
But the chat still kept going occasionally. I unfollowed and unfriended Chris on Facebook and Instagram because I just didn't want to be associated with him anymore. Period.
Wait, why do you have him on there in the first place?
Right?
If it's your bully.
I don't know.
Oh,
In the middle of the group chat, he broadcasts, "Why did you unfollow and unfriend me on Facebook?" whilst also adding me. He wrote this message at 6:30 a.m. I woke up to this message broadcasted in the group chat. It pissed me off, so I was honest and said that he's a bully, and instead of making a big thing of it, I'd rather just remove him from the equation. I also said that it was immature of him to do this over the group chat and not in private. He didn't say anything. He just left the group chat and blocked me on everything.
Bitch.
The group chat pretty much died after that. I was at the time livid. This 30-year-old man set fire to the group chat, saw what I said, and then ran off. I thought it must be a blessing in disguise because I finally got to say what I wanted to him, and now I don't have to acknowledge him again. But it's like, I wish she could have said it over like face to face though,
seriously.
not like over text.
Yeah, definitely.
She said, but I was wrong. Skip to 3 months later, me and my husband walking through town and stopping off at a pub to get some grub. And lo and behold, I see Chris there with a new girl I hadn't seen before. I was feeling extra confident and decided to approach. I went and said, "Hey Chris, long time no see," with a big grin on my face. Chris looking like a deer in headlights, the perfect kind of red cheeks. I asked him, "How are things? You doing well?"
I love that.
And he replied in a very normal way, clearly not wanting the conversation to continue and looking awkward as fuck in front of his new girl. She asked how we knew each other. I generously waited for Chris to say, "We used to work together." So I added onto that, "Yeah, it's quite funny really. Chris used to be my workplace bully. He's the reason why I struggled financially after I left my old job because he accused me of writing hostile review to the company." I'm getting chills. Which I proved I didn't do and lost me a lot of freelance work because of it. He was gobsmacked.
He was gobsmacked. I like that word.
I think this girl's British.
Gobsmacked.
Gobsmacked.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Very British.
Very. Face redder than a traffic light. The new girl clearly looking confused and uncomfortable. Neither of them responded. I didn't want it to carry on much longer as it wasn't really fair on her. But just to add salt to the wound, I said, "So this is your new girlfriend, Catherine? Or is this Georgia? Wait, what happened to Sarah since someone said you still were with her last week?"
I love this girl.
All of those are completely true. He gets around. This girl goes from confused to angry in a blink of an eye and just stares at Chris. I just say, "Oh, whoops. I really put my foot in my mouth, haven't I? I better go. It was nice seeing you again, Chris," and walk off.
Oh my god, period.
My husband, whilst he felt bad for the girl, which I did too, but to be fair, I might have saved her from inevitably being dumped by him a few weeks later when he gets bored of her. Was very proud that I finally got my closure revenge on him. It feels amazing. Like, I feel petty as F, but it felt good for there to finally be some consequences to this Chris guy being a dick.
Hell yeah.
And then she edited it later. She says, "Wow, this blew up," because it has 14,000 upvotes on Reddit. Yeah, so she said, "Wow, this blew up. Wow, this blew up."
Wow.
Oh, she said, "Wow, this blew the hell up." I couldn't read. She said, "Thanks 99% of you for the lovely comments. I loved a few of your stories too about your petty revenge. Naturally, there's the 1% who just doesn't believe anything that they read on the internet, and that's fair. A lot of the internet is bullshit, but this story is 100% for myself. You can check my post history if you must. I talked about this toxic workplace before." But
dude,
I am so glad
I love that
happened.
She like took her power back.
Yep.
Damn.
Like, that'll really teach you a lesson.
Can you imagine that girl's face?
Oh my god.
Like, who's so-and-so?
Yeah.
Oh, who's so-and-so?
I love it.
Oh, I hope I get an opportunity to do some shit like that. I love that. Ooh, should I do the live photo one?
Yes.
Okay, so wait, I have one where it's showing like a live photo to go with it. So I'll show you the photo first, and we'll put it in the video so they can see it.
Right.
And then we'll read like the information.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yes. This is the picture?
Okay.
What the heck? Okay.
Got it? Okay, so you saw it?
Yes.
So basically in the picture, someone's taking a photo of a house. Okay?
Okay.
And this just happens to be like a live photo. Okay? So it says, "Here's the live photo of the two possible ghost/apparitions my sister caught at the Normandy Inn in Galveston, Texas. There was no one on the lawn when the photo was taken.
Oh no.
Check out the Normandy Inn if you're into the paranormal. It is said to be a portal to hell."
What?
Girl.
Wait.
You can like clearly see there's like two children standing in front of the inn.
One's in like a little dress.
Like a white one, kind of, right?
It has like a light
At least when
lavender.
they took it, nobody was there. Like it was
What
only
the
just
heck?
them taking a picture of it because it was like, oh, this is creepy. Let me take a photo.
Oh heck no.
Can you imagine?
No, like that's like literally someone there, like there.
Yeah.
Let me see it again.
And you can see it after the photo's taken.
Yeah.
Like it takes it and then it's like after.
And like they even zoom in on it to show you like, no.
What the heck?
She's like clearly in a little white dress.
Yeah, shoes.
Little shoes and everything.
Dude, that's freaking weird.
It's like, what the hell?
Show Jessie. That's weird. Don't like that.
Isn't that weird?
Cuckoo could chew.
I was like, I hate that. I have to show that. Because a lot of times I feel like you don't see, there's not, like most of these stories don't have like photos or videos It's like you're gonna have to just use like your imagination.
Right.
So I'm glad they put the live photo in here.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, ew.
Oh my god.
Isn't that gross?
Where was that? Oh, in Texas?
In
What's the
Galveston, Texas?
We should do
at the
episode.
the Normandy Inn.
Ooh,
Yeah, let us know if you guys want us to like research that inn to see like what like paranormal like, stories we can find on it.
Yeah.
Because I've never even heard of it.
Me neither.
And I'm like, wait, you literally caught some ghosts. Little ghosties. Ooh, something's happening.
Little ghosty siblings.
Yeah, you know? Vibe. Just hanging out, you know? Played hide and seek. One of the comments, they said, never been to the Normandy Inn, but I've spent enough time in Galveston to confirm that it most definitely is, at the very least, hell adjacent.
Stop.
Okay. Do you want me to read my other short one?
Yeah.
This is a like very short one, so I'll just add it with this.
Okay.
The title says, I was admiring my new outfit in my bedroom mirror when I exclaimed loudly, damn, forgot my wallet in the car.
Okay, my guess, based off that title, is that like the reflection was the one that said that or something. But okay, continue.
So it, literally the like story part of this, it's one sentence.
Okay.
It
so
just says
literally short.
So I'll read it all together now. I was admiring my new outfit in my bedroom mirror when I exclaimed loudly, damn, forgot my wallet in the car. I pray he doesn't realize that I saw him under the bed.
What?
Girl.
Oh my god, ew.
My eyes are watering.
I know, her eyes are literally watering.
My eyes are watering, can you guys tell? I don't know if they can tell. My eyes are watering.
Who is under the bed?
Exactly. Can you imagine being in your room, you're by yourself, you're like, cool, I feel safe at home, comfy.
Oh my
I'm gonna pick out an outfit for tomorrow, I got plans. You try on the outfit and you go stand in your mirror and you're looking in the mirror at yourself and you look down and there's like a face looking back at you. Like there's someone laying under your bed.
I would move out.
I'm not
like,
going
what
back. What the hell?
What do the comments say?
Someone says, I know a woman that went through this, got home one night and noticed a foot poking out from under the bed. She pretended nothing happened and locked herself in the bathroom to call the police. And then they said, she sees the guy hiding under her bed. She was on the phone with her boyfriend. She says, I'm gonna go take a shower. She goes into the bathroom, turns on the shower, and climbs out the window and calls the police. The cops said that the guy was standing outside her bathroom holding a knife.
What? Dude, in the mirror though, I wonder if it was like, is it something like that's like demonic? Like it's like a little ghost? Or is it like an actual person?
I think it was an actual person.
Really?
I'm thinking like somebody like snuck into the house.
Oh my god, that makes me so sick.
And see, I don't know where this person lives, but especially like, there's some places where like people don't lock their doors.
I know.
Which is so fucking crazy
so
to me.
stupid.
Like, I always keep my doors locked.
You have to.
You know what I mean? Because it's
like you never know who's around. Like,
well, and I like can hear people like out walking in the middle of the night, like middle of the night, and I'm just like, why are you awake?
like
Go to
literally.
bed. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's okay.
Especially because your place is kind of like hidden, low key.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that you hear walking, unless it's one of your neighbors, it's like, what are you doing up?
But like everyone in my place is like relatively like really quiet a majority of the time.
Yeah.
And they're not like out and about in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So it's like if I hear anything, I'm like, okay, either someone where I live is like in trouble, like something happened unexpectedly, or the person doesn't live here. You know what I mean? And I've caught people like just walking through our carport and stuff, like walking between cars.
Oh my god.
Trying to figure out like if a car's open. So I'm like, lock your doors too. And car, you know. And we have cameras.
Oh.
And our building manager said someone was walking to people's doors just to see if a door was open. They did it around like 8:30 in the morning.
People have nothing else better
like
to do.
after some people that like leave for work.
Yeah.
She was just going to doors, just trying them to see if they opened. I was just like, what?
People are freaking psycho.
Disgusting.
I'll read this one. Okay, so it's from the Creepy Encounters one. Was he after my daughter or me? Yesterday, my daughter, who's 8, and I went to one of those app-based games. It's like a scavenger hunt, but digital. We had to follow the map. It asked questions, and we had to solve riddles, things like that. The theme is one of our favorite books and movies. She and I went to the game with some of our friends and their kids about the same age. There were hundreds of people in costumes roaming around downtown trying to save the person in the game. Okay, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what is this?
I don't know. She didn't say the game. My daughter has a very rare health issue. I will not go into details for privacy reasons. Everything was fine, and then she wasn't. We had to leave early before the game was done. So we start our way back to our car that was in a parking garage ran by the city. The parking garage, first of all, a red flag. Remember the old story with the parking garage?
Oh my god, yeah, we'll link the video below. You guys need to hear that.
Yes.
This shit was crazy.
We took our time. The elevator apparently was broken, so we had to walk up 3 floors. I told my daughter we will take our time and her equipment is in the car. As we are walking to the stairwell, a man follows us in. The hair on my neck stands up. I get a chill, goosebumps all over. I carry pepper spray on my key ring. I told my daughter to walk in front of me and to take her time. I unlocked the trigger on the pepper spray. This man could have walked around us at any time. He didn't.
Ew.
Yeah. He stayed right behind us. When we get to the 3rd level, I have my arm locked around hers. Our car is the first one right next to the stairwell. He follows us out of the door. I quickly unlock my car and pretty much toss her in and close the door. I turn around to face him. He looks at me, doesn't say a word, and walks back into the stairwell. There was no one in the parking garage. All the employees had already left for the day. There are no cameras in this specific garage. If I would have known that, I would have picked a different one. Now I even wonder if the elevator was really broken because I don't remember seeing signs on the door when we got here. We didn't ride the elevator down because my daughter likes taking the stairs, but going down is way easier for her than going up. That's how it ends. But I'm like, dude, literally you could have just gone around her. So
I don't get
obviously,
the point of that though.
Right? Like, other than the fact that you're being sketch and like,
Yeah.
kidnapper
Scaring
vibes.
the crap out of them for
Right?
what?
Like, ew.
Fuck off.
Literally mind your business.
Push you down some stairs.
But like the fact that he just went back after like she actually like faced him
And never said anything
like
to her?
yeah, imagine if she hadn't like tried to even look at him. That way he's like, oh, now's my chance. She's off guard. You know what I mean?
I wonder if he
like,
was counting on her like not saying anything.
Probably. And
You
you
know what I
probably
mean?
like noticed the pepper spray too.
Mm-hmm.
Like always keep something on you if you can.
Right? Yeah.
Like-
Lots of people say like don't be afraid to like be vocal too. If somebody's making you uncomfortable or you feel like you're being followed, like call them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I heard of this girl, she was in I think she was in a Target. It was her and her daughter, and her daughter was walking ahead of her, and they noticed this guy started following her daughter. And so the daughter was starting to make like weird turns, and he was making all the same weird turns.
Oh my god.
And so basically the mom like double backed around and like got in his face and was like,
Good.
are you following us? Like, stop following my daughter. Like, we've been watching you, and blah, blah, like she was calling him out in front of the store, and
Good.
he fled the store. Like, so
'Cause he's
freaked out.
guilty.
Because they don't expect you to call them out.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, what the fuck?
Ridiculous.
Just back off. Mess you up.
For real.
Fight you. This one's really short.
Okay.
This is a little teeny tiny story.
Okay.
So it's titled, I saw myself getting out of my car while driving my car.
Ooh.
Sorry for the long title. It's not that long.
No.
Yeah, okay. You're fine. You're fine. Drove past my sister's house and saw my car parked outside. Then I got out of the car and headed into the garden. I dismiss it as look-alike, but my car is very distinctive. It's a bright yellow pickup truck with my farm branding on it. There's only one of them around here. Really gave me the shivers. Hope other me is having a good day.
It was literally the same car?
Yeah, like they're passing their sister's car. I mean, their car. Passing the sister's house, and they can see, like, in front of the sister's house or, like, in the driveway, their own car parked in the driveway. And, like, they got out of the car and started walking to the sister's garden.
How does that even happen?
Yeah. So it's like you're, like, debunking, like, oh, maybe they just, like, look like me or something. But it's like, if you have a very, like, specific car that you know other people are going to have, it's like,
Right?
what do you mean? Because I know people say, like, oh, like a doppelganger. You know, they, like, look just like you. But it's like,
But like the car.
your car?
At your sister's house.
Well, and it's not even like, oh, my car might have been stolen, you know?
Yeah.
You're in your own car, driving by, watching this happen. I wouldn't even know what to do.
Dude, me neither.
Do I like, pull over and, like, check it out?
You can't call the cops.
Right?
Call the cops yourself?
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
nice.
getting myself arrested? Is that how that works? Okay, so this is my last one.
Mm-hmm.
So the title says, Everyone thinks I have a twin sister. I grew up with 2 brothers and 1 sister. My sister is 10 years younger than me, and my brothers are 6 and 4 years older. Twins don't run in my family. In fact, my family's quite small. Most of them chose not to have any kids, so the likelihood of anybody having twins is very small. But for some strange reason, people seem to think I am a twin. This only started 2 months ago. My name is Carly, just Carly, nothing else other than Carl's. My twin is named Penny. I've never seen her, and there is no evidence she exists. People show me photos she's apparently in, and there is absolutely no one who could possibly be her in any of them. We're supposed to be identical, so I'd know if there was a me or a second me in a photo. There never is. It started with a phone call with my mother. It was just a normal call, her checking in on me and updating me on things at home. when she said something that for some reason gave me chills. Penny misses you. She keeps sleeping in your bed and saying how weird it is not having her best friend here.
What?
I've already been gone for a year. When will she... Wait, who's Penny? Was my response. At first, I'd assumed she was talking about my little sister, Polly, when it clicked that she said Penny. Are you joking? Penny, your sister? Do you mean Polly, Mom? No, I'm talking about Penny. You know, that girl you spent 9 months in the womb with? The one you've spent almost every second with for the past 20 years?
What?
Mom, I have no clue what you're talking about, and I've got to go. I love you. I'll speak to you later. That was the end of the conversation. I went to work and thought long and hard about what that possibly could have been about. One of my coworkers, Jay, noticed I was lost in thought and asked if I was all right. Oh, yeah, just daydreaming. Still missing Penny? Huh? Who the fuck is Penny? What was that? I asked if you're still missing Penny. You wouldn't stop talking about her yesterday, and now you're dead quiet. Who's Penny? Your twin. At least that's what you told me. I didn't say anything back.
What?
I don't know anyone called Penny. I 100% never told anyone I have a twin sister, and I don't really miss any of my siblings. I see Drew and Miles quite regularly, and I was relieved when I moved out and didn't have Polly stealing my makeup and clothes anymore. Who could Jay have been talking about? Who could my mother have been talking about? I then realized I'd been saying I missed my dogs yesterday, but that didn't explain the whole twin sister thing.
Yeah.
I went home not long after that conversation and decided to ask my roommate Cleo about it. Have I ever mentioned someone named Penny to you? I asked. Once or twice. She's your twin sister, right?
Dude, what the heck?
No, I don't know anyone called Penny, but my mom and Jay seem to think I do. I explained everything to Cleo and she seemed confused. She told me she'd seen pictures of Penny on my Instagram and showed me them, but I remembered posting those and there was no Penny in any of them. She said I should go see a doctor, and that's exactly what I did. He asked to speak to my mother, and after that, she shouted at me, said whatever this was, I better stop because it's not funny, then hung up. But I wasn't joking. I don't know a Penny. After that, things seemed to get weird. People mentioned Penny more and more, and occasionally I'd ignore it or just nod my head, but after a while, it became frustrating. I was perfectly mentally and physically healthy. I knew I hadn't just forgotten or gone crazy. There was no Penny. On Monday of this week, something even weirder happened. I got a text from an unknown number that said, "Stop telling people I'm not real," but like the spelling's all messed up. There's like weird spaces and like incorrect letters.
Okay.
I messaged back, "Who is this?" but got no response despite the message being read immediately. I sent the number to my mom and asked if she knew whose it was, and she said it was Penny's. I'd had enough. Every time someone mentioned Penny, I'd say I don't know a Penny. I'd say I don't have a twin sister. I'd say she doesn't exist. People started to become angrier with me though. They'd shout at me, even threaten me, if I said she isn't real. And the texts became more frequent. I am real. You know me. Stop lying.
Oh my god.
What? Hold on. Sorry. The texts are just like really weird.
Oh.
They're not entirely illegible, but there's something seriously wrong with them. Like they're so hard to read. Here, like I'll show you.
You know.
Like that's how the spelling's like messed up.
Stop. Okay, what the hell?
They're not entirely illegible, but there's something seriously wrong with them. Whoever sends them never replies to my messages, and when I block the number, they still manage to text me. I've even had a few missed calls from it. Today, I answered. The sound that came from the other end was horrifying. Screams, scrapes, crashes, roars. The worst part was the grainy, deep voice that just said, "I'm coming for you." Before I could say anything back, they hung up. I tried to tell Cleo, but she wasn't home. A note on the fridge said she was at her girlfriend's place and wouldn't be back until tomorrow. None of my family or friends answered my messages or calls. It's been 6 hours since I got that call, and someone's banging on my door. I don't know how much longer I have until whatever it is gets in. I'm scared to leave my room. I have no way of getting out of the apartment. I'm trapped, and there's nothing I can do.
Dude, what the heck? What is that?
No, I don't want to know.
Literally, I don't
I don't
understand
wanna
because
know.
everyone in her life is saying that Penny exists.
Yeah, they're like, it's like if I was this person, I would be like, damn, you guys are gaslighting me right now.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
But I'm like, people are telling you you have a twin. You obviously don't. But even like your own mother's doing it to you. it's like, it's one thing if it's like random like friends that are trying to like mess with you, like prank you or whatever, but I'm like, your own mom's like getting mad at you, like, don't say that.
Like, stop. But like, she's kind of getting like weirdly defensive. Almost like Penny is like threatening the mom, or like, I don't know, people in her life, to make sure that like they make her believe that like she has a twin. I don't know. It's like weird vibes.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh yeah, you have a twin. Like the fact that she's getting threatened.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
I was just like, I don't even know what I would do, honestly.
Me neither.
Because like, if you obviously you would know how many siblings you have. I mean, well, if like you're in like a typical family, you know what I mean? I know there's instances where like people have siblings and they don't know it, but like something like that, like a twin.
But the mom saying like, oh, you were only in the womb with her for 9 months and then spend every second with her for 20 something years.
He's not gonna with a miracle.
Oh my god, dude, that's freaking. I don't understand that.
Isn't that scary?
That's weird.
But it's like, how do you even like try to argue that with like your own mother?
Yeah, like, what do you
like
do?
Your friend is saying like, oh yeah, that's your twin. Yeah, your twin Penny. Like, so casual.
I don't understand.
Okay.
You're gaslighting me.
I'm scared.
That's so frustrating too.
Yeah.
I would really drive myself crazy. Like, oh my god.
Right?
Just thinking about
that. And it's not like for like you and me, people are like, oh, are you guys twins? Like, jokingly. You know what I mean? Just like whatever. But like, her and her sister aren't even like that close in age. You know what I mean? So like the fact that people are like, oh no, you have your siblings, you know, your brother and your sister, but then you also have your twin sister. It's like,
no, I don't.
No. You don't just magically get another sibling.
But I'm like, who's that texting her?
Right?
Is that like a prank? Like, what's going on?
The like messages, like they're all like set up weird, the way they're typed and stuff.
Dude, that's freaking weird.
Girl,
I don't know, girl.
Don't do it, girl.
Okay, this one is called "A Stranger on My Porch at Night Claims to Be a Harmless Little Old Woman." Old woman.
Old woman.
I said it like that.
Like
I thought it was old lady. Ew, stop. And she's like calling her to the house. You're done.
I hate it.
Okay. My roommate and I, both in our 20s, female, used to rent a second-floor apartment in a historic home with a big wraparound porch. We were the only tenants, and our landlords ran a business out on the first floor, but did not live there.
Fun.
We could access the stairs to our floor by crossing through the porch or walking around the side of the house. The area we lived in was a little sketchy and pitch black at night aside from our porch light, so my roommate would often call me when she was walking home at night to help her feel a little less nervous. When she got close enough to the house, I'd watch her until she got to the porch, at which point I could no longer see her because of the angle of the window. So basically she was like right out the door.
Yeah.
She called me as usual one night around 9:45 p.m. and I peeked out the window to see her about 200 yards away from the house. She had me on speaker and commented that the porch light was off, which was unusual. I hadn't noticed because, like I mentioned, I can't see the porch from my window. We figured the bulb had burnt out or that the owners had forgotten to turn it on before they left for the evening. Right. As she approached the porch and began to walk up the steps, I heard a deep man's voice speak something unintelligible in the background.
No.
I saw her step quickly backwards off the porch in surprise. The person spoke again, and I could hear it more clearly this time. Again, what sounded to me like a man's very deep voice. They said, and I quote, "Don't mind me, I'm just a harmless little old woman. I'm not here to hurt you." Who the fuck says that?
Okay.
It creeps me the hell out just hearing it over the phone, and I watched my roommate turn around and book it around the side of the house to our stairs. When she got upstairs, she was in tears. She said if the person hadn't spoken, she would have walked right into the porch without realizing they were there because it was so dark without the porch light. She said that once they did speak, she could still only make out a large, dark figure sitting out on one of the chairs. It was too dark to identify anything other than the fact that there was a person there. She agreed that the voice was definitely male, which made the little old woman statement so much creepier.
That's so weird.
Right? The idea of a man lurking in the dark on the porch pretending to be an old woman scared us so badly that we ended up calling the non-emergency line and having an officer come check around the house. Of course, by the time he got there, the person was gone.
Yeah.
Honestly, the most likely scenario was that it was just a person experiencing homelessness and potentially a mental illness of some kind. But the thought of a person taking advantage of the porch light being out and lying in wait for one of us to cross the porch was enough to have us avoiding being out after dark until we moved out.
Dude, for real, I'd be so scared to go out after that.
What literally is wrong with people?
I want to know where he came from.
I know.
And how long was he sitting there?
Right? Because the girl who was already home didn't even notice that anyone was there.
Yeah. And obviously, like, she probably had, like, the TV on or some other kind of noise where you, like, wouldn't hear someone walking up. You know what I mean? But still, that's so scary.
Freaking creepy. I
No.
know. I'm like, people, you guys get a life.
Right? And
First
leave
of all.
people alone.
Second of all.
First of all. Second of all.
I can't deal with it no more.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope you guys enjoyed these Reddit stories. That
This
was
was so
fun.
fun.
I know. I can't wait till the weather like matches the vibe. It's all hot.
I know, I want to be in like a hoodie.
Yes, put some candles on.
Drinking some cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too damn hot though.
I know, it's too much.
Yeah, if you guys have stories that you want to share with us, we'll link like how you can contact us below.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's through like DM or you can email us.
Yes.
We want to hear your stories.
Please, give us some like juicy stuff.
Right?
But stay tuned for the next episode and we'll see you guys next time on the Cozy Hangout.
Bye.
Bye.